It's the confidence it gives you, I think, and the confidence in the car. We made big improvements to the car just before the World Final in preparation for it, and the car was good as it was before. And you know, we stuck a Lindale engine in there, and the thing was a rocket, and it's just made all the difference. So we were good at World Final. With the confidence that the Gold Roof brings you as well, it's you know, I'm kind of still on cloud nine and trying to do the gold proud. So yeah, it's been good.
Obviously, it's been a very decent year for you so far. Obviously, looking at the situation with when you took the gold, you also followed that up with the Benevolent Fund. Of course, the British Championship is another title that your dad won.
Yeah.
And it's one that you are looking to obviously win down at Taunton this year.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely one that's kind of up near the top of the list. The British would be awesome to win. After my dad winning it, and another one we've always wanted to win is the Scottish. You know, my granddad won the Scottish. What was the Superstock Scottish then, when there was no F2s in Scotland? 1967 he won that. My dad was the first Scottish driver to win the Brisket F2 Scottish Championship in 1982, and to be a third generation champion would be awesome. That would be pretty special.
Would be very special. So we've got to talk about your shopping budget for the weekend. I saw a receipt with £42.50 spent on Buckfast tonic.
You know, everyone's all going out in Birmingham Friday night, Saturday night, and probably spending fortunes, and all my fortunes have been spent on this beautiful thing sitting here. So we're kind of trying to, you know, it's a lot of money to spend on Buckfast, but it saves us going out. So we're kind of just living the dream in a hotel this weekend and saving our pennies. So.
You can take the guy out of Glasgow, but you can't take Glasgow out of the guy. Buckfast tonic, lethal fire juice, as I call it. I've only had a snifter of it, and I tell you this now, it's not for the faint-hearted, this old Bucky. But that it was, and obviously with George fully intending to do every title and things like that, it was a case that at that time, we didn't know what was going to come literally a couple of days later with the banning of Gordon Moody until at the end of June. Matt throwed the race for silver wide open, and well, with a modicum of consistency, it was George that when the season started, initially starting with a Z-Tech engine, he decided, well, actually, we might go back to a Pinto, and that's what happened. And I had him on the F2 show pretty soon after the first couple of months, first couple of meetings were done, and George was astride the top of the points chart, on top of the points, and he signalled his intentions for the year. Joining me now is one driver who has had really an incredible, impressive start to the season, and for the 2014 World Champion Gold Roof, George McMillan. George, you must be delighted with the start of the season that you've had.
Yeah, it's been good so far. A bit of a slow couple of weeks at the very start. Just getting the car going and that, and playing out with the Z-Tech, but since we've put the Pinto back in, it's been all good since then. So yeah, very happy.
Yeah, but the thing was, you were actually leading the points at the point when the Pinto went out, which was quite surprising. Sorry, when the Z-Tech went out.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a couple of good meetings. Skegness, I don't think I was outside the top three at Skegness, or top four. But we knew if we'd still had the Pinto on, you know, I would have been winning races. And sure enough, when we changed it over, we had a bit of a hard night at Cowan. We blew the head gasket in it after we cooked it at Kingsland a few weeks before in the shale car. But then Skegness the next day, and that was the only difference from the previous Skegness, is that we now had the Pinto on rather than the Z-Tech. And sure enough, we won all three, both each final, and back to sixth in the national, I think it was.
Yes, certainly flying at the moment. Obviously, you're coming on to the show with on the back of 3 final wins in a row. So let's talk about a few of those. Firstly, Skegness, the car just seemed to be on rails, didn't it?
Yeah, there's just something about my cars. Maybe it's me as well. I've always said I love the place. It's my favourite track. But I mean, between myself enjoying it, the car being good, the engine's been good, well, there's just something about Skegness. It's been one of my best tracks the past couple of years. And we just had everything dialed in that day, and everything just went right for us, so it was ideal. Bodes well for the semi-finals then. Yeah, definitely. Pensford seems to be one of my good tracks as well, funnily enough. So we never know. We'll talk about that in a moment, though. Then obviously down to Birmingham for a bit of a thrash and dash around there, so to speak.
And that was a bit more of an interesting meeting, wasn't it?
Definitely, plenty of cars there. There were a lot more than Skegness the week before. And Birmingham's always a hard track anyway. Lots of cars and plenty of action. So it's never been one of my best tracks. I always enjoyed racing there, but we had a good meeting at the last meeting and then the last year we had a good meeting, and that kind of gave us a bit of confidence going into Saturday. But I still wasn't expecting, a final one from, I think it was 32 cars, last car on the grid, no stoppages. I was pretty happy with that.
Of course, that is your disadvantage of having the gold roof, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I always said I preferred Superstar because I seem to go better when I'm chasing rather than being chased. So maybe it's suiting us starting at the back and just watching it play out for a lap or two.
And then on your way back to Scotland, a stop off at good old Cyril, nice one, Cyril's track. It's Barford.
Yeah, again another hard track. It just felt like I was really struggling in the heats, but it was still fast. It's a different kind of track for everybody else. Great fun, tight little track, always busy. I think there's about 20 cars there, which is plenty for that place because, it's so small and tight, but great fun. And I just seemed to have the luck in the final again and got it again, so great.
So you're looking at 4 this weekend then, perhaps?
I don't know. Very hard to beat Chris Burgoyne at Cowden He's light and fast round there. Obviously we'll be giving it a bloody good go, but I don't think I can live with Chris, even the way the car is now. I don't think I can live with him round there.
Of course, you alluded to it at the start. Obviously, you did have the Z-Tech at the start of the season. You changed to the Pinto. What do you think? Was the Z-Tech fast enough for you, or is it going to be fast? What do you think about the Z-Tech? Is the jury still out?
I honestly think it's better. It'll be better than an average Pinto. It's got the power, but it's a standard road engine. So although it does have the power of a Pinto, it's only for a very short rev range. Whereas the Pinto will carry that same power right through the rev range. It's got racing cams and the like in it. So it's just not as good as the top Pintos you're getting, and it was always going to have a lot to live up to for us because we've been using the Lindale Pintos, which I really believe are the best you can get. They're absolute rockets. Luke Dench has got one in as well, Ashley England as well, two guys that are really, really fast. I mean, good drivers and good cars as well, but the engine's going to be helping them. The Lindale engines are great, so I don't think the Duratec, I don't think the Z-Tech's as good as the Pinto, but it'll be better than some of them.
That's another debate for another day, I think, Z-Tech versus Duratec.
Yeah. No, don't get me started on Duratec. I don't want to go down that road.
So. Now, looking at the national points, you're top of the national points. You're a good 50 points ahead of your nearest rival. Now, did I wake up and did someone take 6 off number 7?
No, definitely not. Same initials, but that's a bit where the similarities end.
Are you chasing silver?
We weren't going to say we were because we wanted to wait and see how the first month played out. Anybody who's seen or heard of our antics at Cowden Beath when the head gasket went in the first heat of my Pinto will, we can't really lie after that. DP was racing as well, and we didn't have a spare engine because we'd just put the Pinto in and took the Z-Tech out, and when we realised that my engine was gubbed for the night, we just set about taking both engines out. Dave gave me his engine out of his car to put in for the final, just so we could go out and get some points in the final and national. So I guess we can't really lie anymore, especially with all the meetings we're doing as well. And the meetings we've got planned over Easter as well.
I mean, yes.
So yeah, we're going to go for it.
I mean, looking at it now, you've got, 9 points shy of 200. And we're not even into April yet. And obviously once Easter comes, I understand you're going to do 5 and 4, which hopefully, if all God willing, obviously the car stays in one bit for that. But if you guess, say, average 20 points, you're going to be looking at about 300 points by the end of at least 350 points by the end of the grading period.
Yeah.
Now,
well, as you say, 5 and 4. If all being well, if everything goes well, it's going to be 5 meetings in 4 days over Easter. That will turn into, I think is it 8 and 10? 8 meetings in 10 days because we are going to do the Skegness Thursday. and then Milton Hall Thornton at the weekend. So Yeah.
Oh, you're coming down to
20.
the Roger meeting then? Hi.
Yeah. Is that was it 11th or 12th?
Yes, this is 12. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah.
Excellent.
Sure.
We can see you. Obviously, you're looking at the things like that, and you've got to perhaps elite other things. Where do you think you will need to be on the beginning of July when Gordon's back to have a safe enough buffer to stop the to stop the national points champion from taking you on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've looked at the meetings, the amount of meetings we're going to do, or planning to do, or hoping to do. We've also looked at the meetings that, Gordon's going to be able to do when he comes back. And, I think I'm averaging 27 just now. If we do all the meetings we're hoping to do, and I average 25, then, he'll have to average like 45 when he comes back. So, I don't know. If we can keep averaging 25 or 25 plus, then it's going to be way too big a gap by the time he comes back. So that's kind of what we're aiming to do just now, is keep the average at 25 or thereabouts, and just see how we get on. There might be things that happen in the first few months of the year that's going to stop it. We might well run out of money because we're relying on a lot of people backing us for it. So we can't just say we're definitely going to do all these meetings, but at the moment we're planning it, and all being well, if everything stays good, and we keep getting the backing we're getting, and we're looking at 80 odd meetings, I think, through the season. So
well, yes, that's an impressive effort. And we knew you were going to do a bit of a world tour this year, so we kind of forgot about you a little bit when we were talking, when obviously Gordon got banned, and all the pundits like myself and Steve were talking about who potentially were going to be going up for the national points chase. We mentioned Craig Wallace, we mentioned Liam Rennie, Kelvin Marshall, a few people, and those drivers are going to be obviously running you ragged. But one person that seems to have come up on the rails is a dual surface driver, and his tarmac form's shot up this season. That's Andrew Palmer. I thought he's chasing you down, and obviously he's with the greatest of respect, a slightly better driver on shell than yourself.
Yeah.
No,
but he's definitely keeping me honest on tarmac anyway. It's Geomac the other week, and he was more than keeping up with us. And as you say, I doubt very much I could keep up with him and Shale at the moment. So it could be a worry for us. Yeah,
talking about the Shale, then you starting to enjoy getting on the old loose stuff?
Yeah, only done King Glen in my own car so far. We've got 3 planned over the next 3 weekends. We're going to do Sheffield this weekend, and we've got Stoke on Easter, and we're doing Mildenhall the week after. But at King's Lynn, the car felt great. It's better having your own car that's built around you. As good as Dave's car was that I was using last year. He's made a few changes to this one for me, and it was great at King's Lynn. I mean, I felt a lot more comfortable in it. So we're doing good.
Even in the swamp conditions?
Yeah, I mean, we had a dry heat, which was great, and the thing was absolutely fine. It took me 5 or 6 laps to realise how good the car was, if I'm honest. And by the time I realised how good it was going, I managed to pick up the pace of it, and I think I got 6th in the heat. In the final, in the swamp, I think I was line 5th at the time. I just passed, well, I know I just, not intentionally, but I just spun Tony Blackburn out and passed him, and then the car, bogged down and broke down with the mud that was in about it, and Tony finished 5th in it, so I think I would have got top 5 in the final. The only bad thing is, we're chasing silver now. We've got all these meetings planned, and we're planning all these tarmac meetings, and the only thing that's going to suffer is the shale racing, because we'd planned so much shale racing this year, but we may not quite been so good on the shale. It's going to be safer to do a lot more tarmac for points, so that's the only thing that's going to suffer this year is our shale racing, but we'll still do plenty of meetings.
And obviously, you've alluded to it, but that obviously with the shale and the tarmac, you're doing obviously seriously chasing silver. Obviously, the other championships we're looking at. Obviously, we're remiss to not to talk about the World Championship this year. Are you aiming to do every qualifying round?
Not everyone, no. We're going to do a lot of them, but it's not going to be everyone.
Okay.
We will miss a few.
Yeah. This is going to be
as good as Paul Marsh,
Well, he's doing 5 in 4 as well, I hear. at the weekend. He's going to be doing. There's something down in that air down in Foy. I tell you.